Overwatch, and today we're going to be covering some gaming news. And the first thing we're going to get into is going to be the Mass Effect. And is Mass Effect a good game right now? Well, it's hard to say. Mass Effect feels like Mass Effect, but some of the problems that are existing in the game are just broken and janky. And here's one of the things that I want to show you. It's the facial animations and some of the stuff I've captured so far. And this is ridiculous. This is... I mean, I don't even understand these faces right now, but for the most part, Mass Effect is the multiplayer aspect and the combat, they work. But everything else in the game right now it's just not, it doesn't really live up to Mass Effect standards. Now, I was reading an article earlier, and it was saying that Mass Effect was supposedly going to be a lot like No Man's Sky with the procedurally generated worlds, which I think the state of Mass Effect, I think that would have been a really good thing for them to do, because they went with so many new things and they didn't really work. So, I mean, chances are you should have just went all out and tried something completely new, and it would have probably worked out a little bit better for you. You could have said, well, you know, we were trying new things, they didn't work, we'll know the next time, whatever. But yeah, so Mass Effect, I'm playing it right now. I apologize for not being able to get a review out earlier or sooner, but I'm working on one. And my thoughts right now are the game is still a Mass Effect. Some of the things and tweaks they've done actually work better, but we'll get into that when I actually do my review. And some more news for this week are people are complaining about For Honor and saying the microtransactions, you know, you'll spend $700 if you try to unlock all the stuff in the game, and it's kind of like, why do we care? I mean, if people want to do that, let them do it. Who gives a shit? It's something that nobody's even really talking about. You know, Overwatch does it, Destiny does it. There's a bunch of games that do this, that have the microtransactions, and nobody really says anything about it. But for some reason, Ubisoft does it, and it's the end of the world because Ubisoft is known for doing some stuff like this. But it's whatever. Who cares? Like I said, I don't even own For Honor, and I don't really plan on purchasing it, so it's whatever. And in other gaming news, Destiny had a lot of information to come out this week. First thing was regarding the Age of Triumph, and you know, all the new details they shed light on with all that stuff. And one of the things that they were talking about is the new, well, not new exotics, but they're turning some of the elemental primaries and they're making exotic versions of them, which is kind of a cool idea, and also kind of a like a, you know, you shouldn't have an exotic version of a legendary. That's just my opinion. It should be an exotic, or you should just take all the legendaries out and make them all exotics. But that's just my opinion. But I really think that it's, you know, it's pretty cool that they're doing this, and it's adding some more weapons. But the real big news is the fact that Destiny 2 poster was leaked, and supposedly, if this is true, they're saying that it's going to launch for some time in September. The poster also revealed, looks like some new weapons, which obviously is going to have a bunch of new weapons. They revealed a Suro shotgun, a new sidearm / hand cannon, and like a new auto rifle. We're not really sure on them yet. And we don't really know how much truth is behind this poster. It could be fake. It didn't look fake. It looked pretty real to me. So yeah, this is going to be something to look forward to. And some of the other stuff that they added, the PlayStation exclusivity, which, you know, we're not really sure how far exclusive they're going to go. If it's going to be pretty much like last Destiny, we're not really sure. But I am super excited for this piece of information, because I hope this game is on track, and I'm ready to see more on this. Destiny is one of my favorite games of all time now. But I am super pumped for anything they shed on anything Destiny right now, so I can't wait for that. And yeah, so there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming out of that. And also, ReCore is supposedly getting a definitive edition. Not sure why, because ReCore, you know, I was reading an article and it was saying it was pretty much unfinished, and I can agree with that, because ReCore was a game that was a letdown. It was a game that I was working on, and I actually didn't even finish it. And I've played a lot of bad games, and I've finished them all. Now, when I don't finish a game, that means that that game is terrible. There's probably be a lot of people who will defend ReCore, but I've got videos on it. I wanted to do a review of it, but I couldn't even finish the game to do a review. It's just unfinished. It feels like a cheap version of pretty much any game you can think. Everything's just basic. Your weapons are colored instead of having like just anything. But anyway, that's yeah. So Record Definitive Edition. Not really sure what this is about. It's kind of crap if you ask me. They shouldn't do a definitive on anything unless it's a little older, or you know, they've added some extra content, they make the game better. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. I'm not really too sure what's going on with that. And then other news this week, we also have the Games for Gold lineup. I think they were saying that Rise, Son of Rome is going to be on there for Xbox One. The Walking Dead Season 2, Darksiders, and Assassin's Creed Revelation next month for free. Also this week, GameStop is calling the Scorpio a gamer-friendly console, which is that's what Microsoft needs right now, is a gamer-friendly console, because the Xbox One is regarded as a multi-tool device and it does more than just gaming, which is still a good thing. It's just getting outlapped by the PlayStation right now, which is surprising because the Xbox led the generation for almost all of last generation, especially here in America. And now everybody switchboards to playing on PlayStation because of all the PR debacles that happened with Xbox. But then also, in other gaming news, the Switch is still selling like hotcakes. They're sold out pretty much everywhere. People are struggling to get one. Which is good for Nintendo, and that's something else that was brought up this week. They're saying that the game is going to outsell the Wii, which I'm not really sure if that's going to happen, but I hope it does. I mean, I hope all the consoles and, you know, makers of the consoles do really well. It's really good for the competition for these so many different brands, and they have so much competition out there. Lastly, this week, Overwatch is to give Heroes Lucio to get a buff/nerf to boost for him, make him a little bit more range to his healings and stuff are getting nerfed, but his weapons getting buffed, his wall runs getting buffed. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal for him. Also this week, Arisa, pardon me if I'm doing that coming out. She came out with it. And then finally, something else they were talking about was they're going to be bringing map editors to Overwatch, which is going to be really cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. That's going to be pretty cool. And now this final bit, guys, I'm sorry for the length of the video. I haven't done a video in a while, and it's, you know, it's something I really love doing, and I want to get back into it. I just don't really have as much time as I used to, and it's just been really hard for me right now. It's going to get a little easier a little bit. You know, I just had a son, and it's really difficult trying to be a full-time dad, have a full-time job, and trying to do YouTube part-time right now. It's just really hard to do. And yeah, I really want to get back into doing all this, and I really enjoy doing it. And I don't really do it to be popular, to be as cool as some of the cool guys. I do it because I love doing it. I've been doing it probably longer than all the big guys that are out there. So it's something I'm really passionate about doing, and there's a lot that I still want to get into these videos, so I try to cram as much as I possibly can in here. And like I said, I apologize for the lack of videos lately and the length of this video. This is a pretty lengthy video, and so what are you guys thinking about Mass Effect? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I'm kind of torn right now. I feel some of the multiplayer aspects are really good, and I still think personally the multiplayer works a little bit better than what the actual campaign does, just because in the multiplayer, as you can see here, the D-pad gives you your consumables. I don't even know if you unlock a med kit in the campaign, or if they've done away with that and you don't even get it. I've seen the incendiary rounds and your bullets or whatever, but I haven't seen med kits or anything, so I'm not even sure if they're in the game. But yeah, so are you guys getting Mass Effect? Are you upset? I mean, what is everybody's opinions on Mass Effect? Because I'd say for me, that's the biggest news this week, was pretty much Mass Effect and how it's pretty much failed its fans, because believe it or not, it's just not as good as it used to be. Even with the major comment tweets, and there's still some things in the game that aren't really brought up by a lot of the reviewers, because everybody's too pissed off talking about the facial animations, the walking animations, which are crazy. I've captured some of those and it's just terrible. But for the most part, this game is still a Mass Effect game. It's just not living up to the standards that the Mass Effect trilogy has set. And there are things that they've done better, but for the most part, it just fails miserably and exceeding our expectations. And we were going to have them. We've been waiting 5 years for the next installment of Mass Effect. So when something like this happens, you need to have your bar set high. You shouldn't change tech, even no matter what, unless you know for sure how to use the tech. So I feel that was probably the biggest problem, is trying to jump on a new tech, new engine, and it just really failed. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'm gonna try to get another video out here pretty shortly. I'm pretty much copying all, or
squad member down.
Keeping all my content for my videos. I just got them all archived. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys the next time.
Thanks.